Hello everyone. We all know the toughest thing about hunting public land is the possibility of having other hunters around you. This has happened to us all. We have a nice spot tucked away somewhere, and after a few seasons, other hunters eventually through scouting find all that activity that brought us there, and they ended up setting up around us. It may not be on top of your stand. It could be 400 or 500 yards from you, but if enough other hunters come into that area, it's going to cause extra pressure on the deer, and the spot's just going to kind of get high pressured and overrun. What I want to share with you today is some of my observations from last year when I had the opportunity to work the check station at Rock Springs Run. Now, because of the hurricane that skirted the coast, the last week of archery permits for this area were canceled, and so the deer had an extra week of getting no pressure. The Saturday morning of muzzle loading gun opening, first cold front was coming through, dropped the temperature about 30 degrees. There was clear skies, minimal winds. It was just a great day. The rut was kicking off. Perfect hunting conditions. I wish I was hunting, but I was happy to help out there. Now, if you've ever had the opportunity to hunt out at Rock Springs Run, you know there's a west section separate from the main entrance for hunting as well. It's a second entrance to just a sectioned off track. If you ever go to hunt on that section, you're not only given a number tag when you checked in, but also a letter tag that designates that you're over on the west side. This morning at Rock Springs Run that I was working there was 2 records set. The first record was the amount of letter tags we gave out for that other entrance on the west portion. We went through all 26 letters of the alphabet and had to write 2 more tags of double A and a double B just to get everybody tags to go over to that section. Now, these weren't all single hunters out there. A lot of these hunters also had a guest with them. So we had close to 50, if not more, hunters in that one small tract of that west portion. So the second record that was set this morning was the number of deer that were checked in. We had 11 deer come in that morning. 10 bucks, 1 doe. Most were 6-pointers, but there was 2 really nice 8s that came in as well. So how many of these deer do you think came from that west portion? Only 1. With almost half the hunters accounted for only less than 10% of the deer that were checked in this morning. With all those hunters out there Saturday, Sunday morning, we still made it to the letter R. People were still determined to get in there and hunt that area of high pressure. And this pressure just wasn't from the Saturday of hunting, but also the Friday was a scout day when people were out there setting up their stands. So people, even after seeing other stands and the activity of scouting, still continue to hunt there that Saturday. You have to know when to cut your losses. Being the first to leave means you're the first to get the pics of all the spots that are opened up at the main entrance. Even if most of the hunters had pulled out on Saturday, that much of activity in that small area is bound to upset the deer's patterns, their normal patterns, and put them on edge for at least a few days. The permits for these areas are only 3 days, so you don't want to waste a full day or even 2 days on this high pressure activity. Find the areas that aren't getting pressured, always have a backup plan, a second place to go should you come to one of these areas that you don't get to hunt every year, and find that everybody is crammed into the same small area. I understand that we all have our favorite spots. I spent many a days in some of my favorite spots knowing that I should be getting out of it, that things had changed. I just was still determined to hunt there. I really liked the spot, shot some great deer out of there, but you got to take a look at how things are there right then. Now, maybe something with what happened at Rock Springs Run was somebody shot a big deer out of that west side the year before. But you got to remember, that deer is on somebody's wall. It's in somebody's freezer. It's not out there. And even if that area is known to hold big deer, they got big by being smart. And with that many people there, they're not going to be there. Now, watching this video, you're probably thinking, yeah, duh, no brainer. And it's easy from the outside looking in to see that. In the moment, I'm sure we would all have the tendency to be like, hey, I was here first. This was my spot. I've hunted here many years. But sometimes you got to assess the situation as with this. There's no good hunting there. There's just too much pressure all that sudden. So, be the first to get out. Even if you're not the first, go find a better area. Spend the rest of the morning doing some good scouting. Set up for a nice afternoon hunt on an area that nobody's ever been at. So, just a short little video. Just wanted to share my observations and just kind of put the thoughts in your head this season as you get out there and you find people in your favorite spot that, well, maybe it's time to move on. Good luck out there. We'll talk to you more later.